Gadfly Movie Night.
Hey y'all, welcome to Gadfly, the podcast about third parties, French candidates, and generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson, and today we are back with another episode of Gadfly Movie Nights. It's a very exciting episode, and as is tradition, we have a couple guests with us. First up, she is a terminally online political junkie and has a totally healthy obsession with Mika Zibanejad of the New York Rangers. Everyone, this is Gabby Vice.
Hey, and the Rangers are on right now, and I'm missing the game for this. So
oh my
it's very
god!
important.
Okay, I did not know.
It's okay. It's fine. I got it up on my other monitor. It's fine.
Oh, the Bucks are playing too right now?
Right now. Tip off right now.
I did not plan sports right. I figured everyone's just watching USFL and that's it. Or XFL. Fuck. And our second guest, he is a longtime friend and a screenwriter. He actually was featured in the 2018 Blacklist with his script Gunfight. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Disch.
Hi.
Hey, Jake. Y'all, thank you so much for joining for this week of Gadfly Movie Night, where we watched the Breitbart distributed My Son Hunter, the story of Hunter Biden. And Gabby, as a political person, Jake as a screenwriter, I'm sure you saw absolutely no flaws in this movie whatsoever.
Perfect. 10 out of 10. No
Yeah,
notes.
I don't even know why we're talking about it, honestly.
Oscar nominated.
I was kind of anticipating a full use of they did have a full use of a song in the movie. So I don't know if they actually submitted that to the Oscars.
Who knows?
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah, because Jake, you've seen this 1.5 times. I've seen it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Gabby, you've seen it once.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and Una will be joining us here in a bit. But yeah, there's a moment towards the end where you get a full, like, it's like if the lead singer from Lighthouse was slightly worse and he decided to go solo. It's one of those songs you get. But yeah, it's
was it done by was it Joy Villa who did it?
No, it was not done by Joy Villa. That would have been a great move for them, but it was not. It's all dude singers here.
Synergy would have been incredible.
So, My Son Hunter is directed by Robert Davey. I'm not sure which. I should, because he's been in 170 fucking movies.
You'd think he'd have learned how to make one at some point.
I mean, seriously. So he's been in Die Hard. He was one of the villains in The Goonies. He was in License to Kill. He's usually just playing Italian tough guys all the time. But this is the third movie he's ever directed. The first being The Dukes, about a group of doo-wop singers who decide they're gonna rob a bank.
That's fine.
The second in 2010 was Magic, about a talking magical dog voiced by Christopher Lloyd. And then in 2022, he just had no choice but to direct My Son Hunter.
He had to. He had a calling, and he had to fulfill it.
I don't get how you say no.
The people needed to see the story on screen, clearly.
Yes.
So this particular movie was written by Brian Godawa and Phelan McCallar. Usually they've been doing documentaries, but this is the second time they've collaborated on a script together. The first one was called the Obamagate movie.
Oh, no.
It's not so much a movie as it is a play that got filmed in a black box in Los Angeles. You can definitely hear the three people in the audience who thought it was great, but it
What was Obamagate exactly?
Oh, Obamagate.
Like,
according to this, is when Lisa Page and Peter Strzok talked about each other in sexy Texas and planned to make sure that Donald Trump didn't get elected.
And what does that have to do with Obama?
He was president at the time.
And the guy from Obamagate is the guy who plays Joe Biden.
Yeah, well, yeah, the guy who plays Joe Biden is in Obamagate, the play movie, where he plays, I believe, the guy who's directing the FBI at the time.
Yeah, he plays Comey.
Oh my God. Of course it's going to be a great movie and or play, because all of the dialogue are tweets. Or the text that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page shared.
That's kind of clever. I'm not going to lie. Wish it was for something else, but that's kind of fun. I feel I would do that.
I would recommend watching the trailer for it because A, it's all you need to watch of it, and two, you get to see people's choices of when they say the word tweet, because that's how they end all of the tweets, by verifying vocally that they have tweeted it.
Send tweet.
Tweet.
I mean, is it Comey? Yeah, I think Comey's holding a teddy bear throughout the... Wait, no, Comey's wearing a Boy Scout uniform. Classic
Comey.
But one guy is holding a teddy bear, and he just grumbles tweet while, like,
is that
shaking
Elon
the
Musk?
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, the sense of humor and satire is like sounds like in that, but in the one we watched as well. Like, it's like a preschooler just learned what satire is and tried it out once. Like, it just makes you feel sad. Like,
Yeah, so it's probably good to jump into My Son Hunter in general, not to really focus on a lot. But one quick detail I do want to note: they filmed this movie in Belgrade, Serbia. The vast amount of the crew is Serbian, and they seem to all just know each other. And a lot of the actors who got brought on who are Serbian know the crew, and so I think a good percentage, of probably more than 50% of these people, have no ideological opinion on this movie. It was just a nice check for a week.
I don't blame them. I would do the same.
Yeah, I mean, the movie does at points definitely scream, we hired all the actors locally in Belgrade for this movie.
Well, once they get to the Ukraine stuff, and it's just some random guys muttering in vague accents, yeah for sure.
This is Ukrainian. It is close, right? Fine. So the movie stars Laurence Fox as Hunter Biden, John James as Joe Biden, and of course we get the amazing Gina Carano as someone.
the narrator.
Yes, she is Secret Service
narrator. Yeah.
Gina Carano as clearly added in reshoots bodyguard.
Absolutely.
You know what's fucked up? She was not.
She was wow.
Yeah.
She like I can we just start off? I need to talk about Gina Carano for just a second.
I think
this is her first project, I believe, released post her, what do we call it? Divorce from Star Wars. So if we recall, she first went on some rant about people using pronouns in their bio on Twitter, that classic bit that's always a hoot. And then she then doubled down with anti-Semitism by comparing people criticizing her transphobia to the literal Holocaust before she was fired from The Mandalorian, and had an already announced spin-off featuring her character from The Mandalorian completely scrapped. So she had it all. She had the whole world in front of her and just couldn't stop being a shithead for even 2 seconds. And that's why we have this movie, I feel like.
I just don't understand, like, everything you just said. Like, you have to really want to make a movie about this because you truly, in your heart and soul, believe that, like, the world needs to know about Hunter Biden's laptop and your dramatization of it. It's not like she needed the check, right? She had, like, a career in the past lined up. She really needs to do this.
It is truly wild because she's nowhere near the best actor in this movie. I wouldn't even put her in the top 5 best performers in this movie.
I mean, she's like, there's a lot of bad Star Wars performances out there, okay? But like, in terms of a character they insisted was cool and kept trying to make happen, she's got to be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no charisma at all.
Yeah, that's a really good point. There's a lot of smugness behind her character in this, but really no charisma. And I never felt like there was a person there. It definitely felt like you could have hired an animatronic and about the same shit would have happened.
You could have hired me. I wouldn't have done it, but I would have taken the money. Like, I could have done what she did. I could have read those few lines and like had like a snark on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done it.
It's like when previously successful actor decides to coast on B movies, and they show up with this kind of, aren't you lucky I'm here for this one scene so you can put me on the poster in international markets attitude, say their lines once and then go eat lunch or whatever. That's the entire vibe she gives off, that like, you filmmakers are lucky that I am deemed to be here to elevate your project with my art, I guess you'd call it.
My art.
I think it's a very good instinct to feel like she was added in last second on green screen, just because of she doesn't really interact with people. She says words towards moving people and moving objects, but
it's not even clear. It's not even clear who she is. like I guess she's a Secret Service agent, but really she's just a lady in a suit who occasionally walks by, looks at the camera, and kind of smirks a little bit and insists that everything we're seeing is true. It's like she's basically the voice of conspiracy theory in this movie, where it's like, this is a lot of confabulation and a lot of conjecture, and then you have QAnon personified walk past past the camera and go, it's real.
I mean, I know you're kind of leaning into a bit a little bit, but I think we should actually say that the movie starts with Gina Carano saying all the people and stories in this movie are fake, except for the facts. And smirks and walks off, and it's like, oh boy, we're in for a fucking ride.
We're in for a ride. And while we're talking about her character, I think you think she's the voice of conspiracy theory and QAnon. I think she's the voice of God. So that's clearly her role in the big picture, in the world. She is the voice of God.
We should track this because she clearly has the largest power over the fourth wall and can break it at will. And it seems like the closer other people are to her, the stronger their powers get.
This is actually a sci-fi movie. No, we just have to, we're not looking hard enough.
Before we move past the first scene, just as the guy who's here to talk about it from like a writing perspective, I guess, if you go to this movie, or like, let's say this movie is on, I think there is an assumption, right, that everybody who watches this movie will know exactly what they're walking into, because it starts with Joe Biden, a very top-heavy Joe Biden. Body shame anyone, but this guy looks nothing like...
He's thick. He does not look anything like Joe Biden.
I mean, Joe wishes he had cheeks like this, but
absolutely.
But you have no context for who this man is, right? He's swimming in a pool. He gets out. He sniffs her hair, and he says thank you, and then he walks off camera, and then she does her little like everything in this movie is made up except for the thing. And at no point is he called the president. At no point is he called Joe Biden. And then we cut to Hunter and get like a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes of stuff before he even gets a name. And it's like the very basic things you do when you start a story is orient your audience and tell them who these people are. And there is no effort, even a tiny bit of effort made towards doing that. And it is frankly a really bizarre experience to watch this and wonder, like, how did things get this far without anybody realizing you are not setting the stage at all for any of this?
Because these kind of people don't play by any rule book. That's like rule number one in like political organizing is just like, you think you know what they're thinking. They are all going haywire at all times. There's no predictability. They're doing whatever the fuck they want. That's how this movie was made.
Yeah. I feel like this movie, at least for the people that it was directly made for, it comes with its own set of required reading that none of us get. Like, they all know that it's Joe Biden. The second he sniffs her hair, they're like, that's fucking creepy Joe Biden. Sniffing hair, taking names.
He is creepy. He is also, in this movie, their attempts to make him seem senile basically just make him look kind of stupid and forgetful, because he can't be senile because he is also a criminal genius.
He's a criminal mastermind. He can't be senile and a criminal mastermind at the same time.
Yeah, they try, but I think they draw it back to just like, he's forgetful and kind of did an oopsie. Like,
yeah, he's like doing Dogberry malaprops everywhere. It's insane. But yeah, I did read a review on IMDb of the movie from a hyper conservative that said, I really wanted to like this movie, but they made Joe Biden too lucid.
I mean,
and like, yeah, they made him, you're right, they made him a criminal mastermind, but I think that's skipping ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
We really get Joe Biden for swimming and hair sniffing, and then he's gone for at least 30 minutes.
Until we get to the big twist that the main character's dad is the president.
Yeah. And, for a movie called My Son Hunter, you would expect it to be told from the perspective of the person whose son is named Hunter. But no, we don't get that. Instead, Jake, I think you described it best in text of when we get introduced to Hunter Biden, the coolest motherfucker in the goddamn world.
Yeah, his introduction is legitimately incredible. He walks straight into a club without anybody even like stopping him. He walks past the line. He goes straight through to the VIP. On the way to the VIP, he shows off how rich he is by doing half of an absolute mound of cocaine and then wiping the other half of it straight onto the fucking floor like a G. And then he goes in, he yells, "It's time to fucking party!" And everybody loves him. There's like 6 people in the VIP, super packed. And then immediately the hottest dancer in that club like comes up to him and takes her mask off. I don't know why she was wearing like a cat eye mask, but like she was, and she took it off for him because it's love at first sight. And then he gets bored at the strip club, so he's like, "Everybody, let's go fucking party party at my place. And it's like, yeah. And he gets all these people to like go back to his hotel
Who
room.
weren't even at the club. He's picking
Yeah, they
people
weren't
up on the way.
Yeah, he's the fucking best. I would love to party with this animal. And then like everyone clearly had a blast because at the end of the night, everyone's just passed out all over the place. They're all half dressed. I'm like, this guy knows what's up. I said it before. It's like the whole opening 15 minutes of this is Dime Store Babylon. It's just like nonstop mayhem, crazy shit. Nobody knows how to make a movie. Nobody knows what partying is. So it kind of plays like an Aliens version of that, but they're trying.
Well, it's funny because like the club, like, you know, air quotes club, when I was watching it, I was like, what kind of club is this? They like have like a secret room. It's like a pageant almost setting, like where they're like walking across stage and like presenting themselves. And also like there's just like women making out on like a plush velvet couch, and Hunter's just like off in the distance, like, oh yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you got to pay the good
like,
money to see that in public.
And I'm like, the people who made this movie have never been into a strip club. They've never been into like a burlesque show. Like they are just pulling it out. They're like, what could I imagine? Because I've never been there because I'm not a sinner. So like, I gotta figure it out. And that's what they came up with. Like pageant meets like RuPaul's Drag Race meets like a Halloween store.
Yeah,
That's the club they came up with.
I feel like if you are doing a movie about a guy who, according to you, is on every drug, constant orgies, going to the strip club, at the very least, do your due diligence, do your research, go to Jumbo's Clown Room, do something, you know?
Seriously, because like it is just so bizarre.
I mean, I love the fact that it's a secret room that is antecedent to a men's bathroom.
None of it makes any sense.
And
It's
the
like a
coke's just
luxury
sitting on the
men's
sink.
bathroom.
It's just there. And there's
just
like
there.
one guy guarding the door. What's his job after Hunter Biden shows up?
There's also like not really much of a he like walks through kind of a room and there's not a lot of people, and then there's the VIP. It's like the whole club is mostly the VIP room somehow.
Yeah.
None of it makes any logical sense. I mean, this whole movie,
it goes to show that like the people making this movie have never been in a club, because it also, as you said, like it's not like a club, it's like a room. It looks like somewhere they go to a dinner party in DC. Like they're like, that's what a rich man's club looks like, and it's like, no, it looks like a bar with some women dancing usually.
a lot of this movie feels like it was filmed in either like a black box theater space or like a hotel conference room, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be a conspiracy theorist on this, but did they think this is what Comet Ping Pong is?
Ooh, that's the basement. That's the basement of Comet
You're
Ping
right.
Pong.
You're right.
Yeah. Upstairs is where the ping pong and the pizza is, and then downstairs is where Hunter Biden dumps cocaine on the floor.
Yeah,
In
and
the
then drinks
swanky
blood children.
That maintenance guy, I bet, is like snorting up the vacuum bag. But
Welcome to Belgrade, Serbia, home of the highest Roomba you will ever find.
that thing is going like 50 miles an hour.
It won't shut up. It just wants to start at restaurants and be everyone's friend. I do want to bring up in the area, which I think they call the Red Box. It's hosted by the host is Lorenzo, who does that hilarious bit of listing pronouns, which I believe it's he, him to you, she, her to your sister, or something like that.
It was terrible.
I will say, if Lorenzo was real, I kind of want to be your friend. I think Lorenzo would be sort of cool.
Did we skip the it's Joe Biden in the pool, Gina Carano, and then there's like a montage of like Black Lives Matter protests.
Oh
right?
God, yeah, we skipped the whole Antifa.
And doesn't it start with I think they call him Terrence K. Williams. He's like a super hard like MAGA Twitter guy, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that scene was something else, like the news broadcast.
I mean, someone. I wish I could steal this, but someone on IMDb said it looked like something Neil Breen would have shot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Terrence K. Williams is comedian and commentator.
That hurts.
Who, yeah, and definitely, yep, here he is wearing, here's a bunch of transphobic bullshit. Yes, so, they are putting a fairly well-known MAGA guy on the face of journalism, I guess, in the opening.
Yeah, it's probably a friendly cameo.
Yeah,
But the whole footage of the Black Lives Matter Antifa riot that occurs, it particularly angered me just because I spent a lot of the Black Lives Matter protest watching footage that people were filming real time. And so it's just like, you've clearly never even done that work. You took a little bit of footage from Portland, which I recognized with the fireworks in front of the courthouse. But aside from that, y'all did nothing.
Nothing. No, and then they had like the police like calmly coming in and like warning people to leave, as if the police in 2020 didn't commit actual war crimes nationwide against protesters.
Right. It's what. Well, and then after that, because one of the protesters features Kitty, real name Grace Anderson, who's the stripper who works at the club. She strips face masks off her face, and she's with her friend, and they're talking about, oh man, I think I got a viral video, and it's gonna go viral. It's great.
Oh, that's her. Okay,
yeah.
I
know they did such good work.
Same woman. I mean, like, really, this movie you can summarize as just like it's playing the hits for MAGA like grievance. You know,
it's hits like, on hits on hits for the right.
Like, we do not need a Black Lives Matter protest and like weird, gross commentary about it. It doesn't feed into the story at all. It doesn't do anything. It's just there because people in the audience for this movie are going to be like, I agree with what they're saying. This is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sucked. But yeah, so
the very strong linchpin in the MCU, the MAGA cinematic universe. A lot of references, callbacks.
So as you said, strip club goes great. You know, this one woman, they made eyes at each other, so everyone gets to go back to where they establish, or Hunter Biden stating, is the Chateau Mormont, which is like a fancy kind of hotel in Los Angeles, but also sort of like temporary condos.
It's like old Hollywood hotel condo where, you know, I guess like the movie stars used to stay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because you have to hint at the Hollywood elite as well. As we said, hits on hits on hits. So.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't expect most of this movie's audience to know what the Chateau Marmont is.
It just has Chateau in the name, so you know it's a
Yeah.
No, but at the same time, all of them are over the age of 55, so they're probably like, I remember that back in the 70s.
Yeah, you got me there.
So we get the party, and Hunter's, you know, he's holding court. Everything's going great, and this is where we start to see that Hunter might have a bit of a drug problem.
A bit.
He does a line of coke, and it causes an animated heart to show up on screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in this that are. Again, conservatives can't do comedy, you know? Like, and there's a reason. It's because they lack the nuance to do anything but the most obvious stuff. I also would like to say he does a lot of cocaine and then falls asleep, like, almost immediately. It's like his heart's stopping out of his chest.
Oh, he does drink like a bottle of... He drinks from a bottle of pills. I don't know of what.
Yeah.
So that might... I don't know any pills that work that quickly, though.
The heart effect was interesting, and I was like, if they do this the whole movie, I'll at least give them some points, because that's kind of fun. But that was the only time it happened.
Yeah.
There are the immediately after the heart thing, and then he passes out, and then he kind of wakes up, and everyone around him is passed out, and then he talks to a dog using cartoon thought bubbles.
Oh yeah, true.
And then the superimposed cartoon stuff is gone for the rest of the movie because I guess maybe they just thought they needed to make this scene interesting in post, and so they put more shit in there. I don't know.
I agree with you, Gabby, on this, where it's like, if they just committed to the bit, if they just stuck with it.
It felt like I watched 4 different movies in one movie.
It's like they just kept firing editors and just said,
yes, the contracts ran up and they said, fuck it, I don't care.
Like, I got a free version of Avid and Thought Bubbles. That good?
Yes.
They're like, what if we tried to make The Big Short and The Wolf of Wall Street and QAnon, the movie, all at the same time? And, it doesn't really work. So,
you know, Hunter's heart in the animation, it's going crazy. It's going nuts. And, you know, this is a very positive cocaine podcast, so I can't say anything bad about it. But let's say we're all doing cocaine. What would either of you do to relax? You've done too much coke. You're talking to people, and they're clearly not having a fun time being cornered in a room with you.
Hypothetically, if I were to do cocaine right now, just, you know, I haven't, would never. I'd probably try to talk to a dog in the corner.
I mean, if anything, though, this movie has proven that there is an answer to the quandary, and the answer is smoke some crack.
Same.
So Hunter,
Why not? You're already there. You're already there.
Look, you've just been keeping all this cocaine in your pocket. It's pushed itself into a solid.
It's time to move on to the rocks.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Look, I did spend a little bit of time trying to figure out if he was smoking crack or meth, because immediately, crack is just cocaine shoved together. It's the diamond to coal dust of drugs. And so I figured, no, there's no way he's using this because his heart calms down after he smokes it. So I figured that can't be it. It's got to be meth.
Can't be crack.
It has to be meth. And then it's like, no, meth does the same thing.
Yeah, meth does the same thing.
It was a famously calming drug, meth.
Meth. It's another example of them not knowing how to commit to the bit, because it's like, we all know Hunter Biden smokes crack. We've seen the photos. We've seen the videos. Just have him doing a bunch of crack. Why do we have to have like 4 different angles here?
Right.
Just have him doing crack.
It's in his goddamn memoir. It's like,
literally, we all know he's not ashamed of it. He's very open about it.
This is the other thing that really bothers me about this movie. I mean, as much as anything, you can take anything seriously or expect them to treat anything seriously, is that this is about a real person who grappled with addiction and depression through grief, all of this stuff. And like, the movie nods at the tragedies in his life and everything but really it exists to make fun of him for having been who is addicted to drugs, for having substance use disorder. It's like pointing and laughing like Nelson Muntz at people with substance abuse disorder, and it is really gross, like from the jump, really gross.
I'm a Hunter Biden truther, and from the minute I turned on this movie, I was like, at least do your due diligence and do the character justice by at least having some kind of moment to explain, like, as you said, this is about a real person who's had some really serious issues and a lot of trauma throughout his life. And regardless of the trauma, the stress of having such a high profile figure as your father your entire life. And then they have like one scene that like brushes over it just to make fun of him for being like the reject next to Bo, because him and Bo survived the car crash that killed his mother and his sister. And then like he refers to his birth mother as like mommy the whole film, like to be like a creepy, weak weirdo, I'm assuming, in their eyes. And I'm like, this isn't really funny. Like, this is really tragic. And there's people like in the conservative right wing, like Alex Jones, who hasn't lived this kind of trauma and is way worse, like objectively, with his drug problem and everything he does and has done, and his divorce and his kids and everything. And it's like, oh no, but he's fine. He's selling me frogs and like, what is he, like doom prepper buckets, and I'm good. He's cool. Hunter Biden though is a freak.
Yeah, there are moments where the movie feels like it's gonna flirt with being sympathetic, and at times I feel like they've accidentally made Hunter Biden a sympathetic character. And then, but it's like the use, I could go on for hours about this movie's decision of when to use mommy and daddy when adults say it, because it's just sickening when it occurs, because no one does that. But...
Well, the funny thing is that people do that, and they are conservative evangelical right-wingers like Mike Pence, who calls his wife mother, and Ronald Reagan, who also called his wife mother and mommy. And like, it's okay when they do it. When they call their wives, who they have sex with and have children with, they can call them mommy, but Hunter Biden cannot call his dead mother mommy because it makes him a weak, spineless, whatever the fuck.
Gabby, I had successfully wiped mother from my brain. Mother Pence was like out of it. It got pushed out of my brain.
It cannot. It's here to stay.
You put it back, and now I have to live with it. God,
you have to live with it. Listen, it's the first thing when I heard like the movie Hunter Biden being like, oh, like I miss mommy. I'm like, they're using this as like a weird thing, but it's like, it's okay when like Mike Pence calls his wife mommy.
Should we get back to the story? We're about 10 minutes into the movie now.
Yeah, hey Una.
Hi Una.
You joined just in time for discussions about the word mommy. Wow, that's a lot of regret in a very short amount of time. But I think now is actually a really good time to talk about the fact that movie Hunter Biden and the actor who plays him, Laurence Fox, have so much more in common than I think Laurence Fox would like to admit. So,
is he also the coolest guy at the party?
Oh my God, he's a human.
I have in my notes that like Hunter Biden is in his 50s, but this actor is in his 40s, but he looks like he's older than the real Hunter Biden.
Yes. He also doesn't look like Hunter Biden, and the guy playing Joe Biden looks nothing like him.
He doesn't.
They give him the hair
good in like a concerned way. I'm worried for him. He looks gaunt. He looks like he's halfway to auditioning for Dallas Buyers Club and didn't realize that the movie came out years ago.
He's like, oh shit, I've been smoking so much crack in my closet.
What do you mean this was real
method?
crack?
I got ragey.
He just went method, you know. He was like, if I'm gonna be playing Hunter Biden, I got to do a lot of crack. But he was never gonna set foot in a real strip club, though. That was not part of going method.
They do not have those in Britain. So Laurence Fox was born in Leeds in 1978. So he's only 5 years older than me, which is just
uncomfortable.
Infuriates the fuck
He
out
looks like he's 68 years old.
It's not good. And he was born into I'll use the metric system for this, a ton of opportunity. His great-grandfather was playwright Frederick Lonsdale, who made his career in the early non-speaky movies by writing scripts for those. His paternal grandfather and grandmother were a talent agent and actress. His uncle and father, 2 of his siblings, and 2 of his cousins are actors. And another one of his uncles is a movie producer. So he's been born into just a fuck ton of wealth, which meant he gets to go to the fancy Harrow School. The Harrow School is considered to be...
just like Hogwarts in some way.
It's Muggle Hogwarts, yes. It is the most exclusive school potentially in the world.
Whoa.
Past alumni include 5 different kings. One is the current king of Jordan, Winston Churchill and 6 other prime ministers, Lord Byron, Benedict Cumberbatch, and James Blunt.
If Benedict Cumberbatch went, would they be classmates considering their age?
They might have fucking been.
They must have.
Oh my God.
Like they got to be around the same age. So you're telling me that this actor, is his family's Hunter Biden. So he was perfect for the role.
Very potentially, but I want you to hear the rest of this to know for sure. Is he very much this family's Hunter Biden? So he gets into the Harrow School, and this is where things get a little weird, because it's alluded that at the age of 13, he was on the verge of taking his A tests or A classes, which is his A-level exams, which is like the British ACT SATs. And Una, we have a rule on this podcast. If you graduate early, that's a bad sign.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a red flag.
Yeah. So I can't find a date on this. I imagine it had to be when he was 18, but everything I found says he was 13 when this happened. And a couple weeks before taking his A-level exams, he is kicked out of the Harrow School. And I can't find specific reasonings, but the most prominent rumor I can find is that he was kicked out for having sex during a dance with a lady. So, the Harrow is a boarding school that's all dudes. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm paid to ask this question, but did they like abscond to the restroom, or was it like right there on the dance floor?
Oh no, this isn't on the dance. This is British sex we're talking about, Jake. It was done in the darkness and with shame. A headmaster caught him, and the school was so mad they kicked him out and contacted every Oxford they could and said no one accept this child into college.
No.
Yeah. So he gets blacklisted from college and kicked out of school. So he starts working as a gardener. He works in an office. Neither of them are good. He hates it. It's hard work.
His uncle's a producer, damn it.
Right. My great-grandfather was a playwright when that made money. And so he decides he's going to get into the family business and become an actor. And in 1999, he enrolls into the Royal Academy of the Dramatic Arts.
I bet they let you fuck on the dance floor at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts.
That's a class.
It's method.
Guys, David Lynch is here. Fucking go watch. So he ends up graduating in 2 years, and he gets his very first film role after graduating in the horror movie The Hole.
Sure. It sounds like a horror title.
I think it's got Keira Knightley. It's about a hole, but yeah, he plays
Intriguing.
Like a posh guy, beginning his tradition of just playing posh men.
I want to note that Benedict Cumberbatch also went to that dramatic arts school.
Oh my God, if they just kept intertwining.
Yes.
They're like the same age. I'm sure if we could get Benedict Cumberbatch in a room and just say his name, he'd be like, I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time he's like, Benedict Cumberbatch, that guy's never going to amount to anything. Look at his face. Look at his name.
I did read the other reason he might have gotten kicked out so quickly from the Harrow School is that he was an immense bully.
That makes sense.
That
Yeah.
sounds more credible.
Yeah.
Do you know who my dad and uncle and grandfather are?
Saying all of that while your head's in a toilet, just like, I couldn't hear half. I wish. And so the big thing, though, is in 2001, after starring in The Hole, he gets a role in a movie called Gosford Park, which at the time was an Oscar darling. Nominated for like 7 different Oscars.
Remember, that movie bored the shit out of me when I was in like middle school.
Yeah. I mean, there's one
When did
every
it come
year.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so he ends up after this just starring as a posh military guy, a posh cop, a posh person wanting love. But in 2006, he gets his biggest role, co-starring as cop James Hathaway on the show Inspector Lewis, which ran from 2006 to 2015. It's one of those procedural, dramatic cop shows.
A murder dirter?
Yes, doing murder dirters. I'm just imagining Detective from Gravity Falls, because that's my point of reference for British TV. But yeah, it's essentially British CSI, and he plays the posh, all no nonsense cop, while Lewis is like the I'll accept some nonsense. And yeah, he ends up doing that for years. He marries Billie Piper during this show, who was the first of the new companions on Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah, they have 3 kids.
I
Are they
did
still
not
married?
see that coming.
Well, then in 2013, he releases his first EP called Sorry for My Words.
So he's dropping an album too.
Yeah, he starts his own
Oh.
record label called Fox Club Records.
Oh,
I just want to say for those listening at home, like across the board on the Zoom call, everyone just leaned back. It's like, oof.
What, an actor doing an album? That's never wrong.
this
no.
man was made for American conservative TV.
The Guardian reviewed one of his future albums because he did end up releasing 2 full lengths, and they said he sounds like a man who thinks he's Leonard Cohen, but no one's ever had the guts to tell him he's not.
Oh no.
I want to wonder if this guy is like the dark British Jeremy Renner or something.
Ooh, yeah, yes,
You know?
yes. He hasn't been hit by a
Long-running-
snowplow yet, but yes.
He gets on a procedural. He drops a couple albums. He's best friends with an Avenger.
And then to answer your question, in 2016, he gets divorced.
Thank God, Billy, get out of there.
Get out of that.
And so begins his divorce guy era. He releases
That explains everything about this
Everything.
movie. It
Yeah.
is it has such divorce guy energy, like just palpable throughout.
I have a divorced guy scale where Elon Musk is like on the right all the way at one end and Ben Gibbard of Death Cab for Cutie is at the other end. Like you have a good divorced guy where it's like it's just sad and you're gonna feel bad for him forever because his heart is forever broken. But he's like a good guy. He hasn't done anything wrong. And then Elon Musk is like the most divorced guy. And then in the middle, I think is Ben Affleck. Because then he remarries the woman who he was divorced guy from.
And it still has divorced guy energy somehow.
Yes, even though he won her
Neutral.
back, he's still
Yeah.
always going to be. He is just the middle ground for divorce guys. That's the divorce guy scale, if you will.
Fucking love it. So he releases his first full-length album after getting divorced. It does hit the top 100. It's there for 2 weeks, peaks at 89th, and then just drops off. And then in 2019, he tells the Times that he has been, quote, totally radicalized against wokeness. And he has decided to thank the one thing that saved him, YouTube videos.
Oh, amazing.
But
I've
wait,
been saved
there's more.
by other radical videos against what I believe is radical videos.
Honestly, as like an agnostic person who does not think about religion ever, honestly, if I'm going to subscribe, it's going to be to YouTube. That's going to be my religion of choice.
I'm going to hypothesize that Billy Piper got the kids, and so he just suddenly had a lot of time on his hands and did not know what to do with it.
I think that sounds fair. He was raised evangelical Christian, and they have had arguments as to whether or not the children should be allowed to go to what our version of public school would be and their version of private school. Because, yeah, I think private school there is called public school.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like flipped, and it honestly like makes no sense. Nothing they do makes sense. I'm sorry to the Brits. I love you, but you guys got to reevaluate some things.
Don't apologize. We fought wars, so we don't have to apologize to the British.
It's fine. They can come fight again. I'm ready. Like anyone could just throw down a ladder from a helicopter at this point. I'm going up. I don't care where it's coming from.
That
Look,
was
man,
a
we
scene,
did- we
wasn't
didn't-
it? Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't pull a pathetic draw on the War of 1812 for this bullshit to stand.
Literally, exactly.
So he releases his album. He's talking to newspapers, and in 2019, after becoming unwoke to YouTube, he becomes a COVID protester, protesting against lockdown, social distancing, masking, and vaccines. While he's protesting, he releases his second album, A Grief Observer.
Yep.
It features the song The Distance, which is according to The Guardian, he gets a lot of press before the album comes out, mainly because he's rich and his family kind of pulled some strings, and then it didn't chart. It completely flopped.
Oh, it didn't?
Yeah.
It didn't chart? I'm shocked.
Everyone's inside and you can't chart on Spotify.
Literally.
And so after this failed, in 2020, he ends up debuting his racist side.
The debut, here it comes.
Yeah.
He's really like going classic trajectory, you know.
Yes.
Divorce, YouTube rabbit hole, COVID protesters. I'm sure there's some Brexit thrown in there at some point.
Oh, yeah, he's a big
and
Brexit
then-
Yeah, I want to point
supporter.
that out. Like, you know how you talk to some people and they're like, and I am guilty of this, but they're just like, you know, really deep down, I'm a total Anglophile. Like, I am meant to live in Europe. Like, I don't feel comfortable in the United States, and I did a study abroad, yada, yada. I feel like this guy is like the inverse. Is like, yeah, I was born in Leeds, but my heart has always been like a suburban outpost of Bakersfield, California.
I was
There's that kind of person, and when I meet that kind of person or hear of them, I go, we got to lock you in a room somewhere because something ain't right. When I see like people talking online that are from like either Europe or somewhere in the UK or like some parts of Asia, and they're like, oh, but I got to go to the US. I'm like, not you.
Yeah.
Anyone but. We don't need more of you here.
It's okay as long as they stay in Florida.
Yes, if they want to move to Florida, that's fine. And it seems like there's a big community down there. They can move to Florida.
Yeah.
They're not going to move to where I am. So
Go post up at the villages. They'll love you there.
So he did things traditionally as the Brits do. He claimed Meghan Markle is not a victim of racism. He did this on a live show. Someone in the audience told him that he had white male privilege, to which he responded, well, you're a racist.
No!
classic.
Yep.
Classic.
Bam, bam, bam.
We're live!
Did you go to Andrew Tate's Hustler Academy or whatever it's called? Because one,
Yes.
his voice sounds identical to Andrew Tate. You gotta throw it out there. The whole movie I was thinking, like, this is just Andrew Tate. Second of all, same attitude, same
Yeah.
trajectory.
He followed this up by claiming the addition of a Sikh soldier in the film 1917 was the example of forced diversity. Sikh is a religion from India. You mostly know them like from required wearing turbans and long beards and things like that. And he ended up retracting this when people were like, you do realize there were whole regiments of Sikh soldiers fighting in World War I, right? For England, because they ran India.
Colonialism
Dude, if you-
aspect of your country.
I was gonna say, it's like, man, if you don't like seeing people of color in your war movies, you're gonna really hate when you hear about colonialism.
But then it got worse because the same year he claimed, and I know this is going to shock some of you guys, that he was canceled.
No.
And by that, he means that his co-star from Inspector Lewis, a show that he had not worked on in 5 years, his co-star Rebecca Front blocked him on Twitter.
Canceled. That's
Just canceled.
No, the
A
fragility
woman
of
doesn't
it
want to
all.
talk to me. I have
Well-
become a victim of cancel culture.
Well, it makes it even worse because he leaked the online chats between the two where she said, yes, I'm not talking to you because you're a racist fuck.
Canceled. That's
Yeah.
canceled, baby. That's well, in the movie they also talk about prison, and then they like compare it to being canceled as if like being canceled is like worse than prison. And I like jotted that down in my notes because I was like, accurate.
Yes.
Oh, worse, Harry, canceled.
Canceled.
But yeah, and then he actually was temporarily booted from Twitter that same year for responding to footballer or soccer player Benjamin Mendy being charged with rape and sexual assault and tweeting, get kneeling, fuckers.
What?
Because it's NFL football references, because they kneel for violence of cops.
Oh, good. It's not even a good joke.
Yeah.
I think like he doesn't mean it as a joke. And that's the thing. I think like people with brains, like all of us here on this Zoom, like think of it like it's not even a good joke, or they're not committing to the bit. Like they genuinely, like they with their chest believe what they're saying. They're like, yeah, that makes sense.
But it gets slightly worse and then fun. In 2022, he would get banned from Twitter for a full day by tweeting an arts and crafts project of a pride flag that he had ripped up into the shape of a swastika.
That goes hard.
Yeah.
Can you edit that pause so it's like 2 full minutes
Even
long?
longer.
It's like I don't know if the listeners will be able to really feel the weight that dropped on all of us when you said those words.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
My soul like peeked out of my body and went right back in when you said that.
Like those ectoplasm pictures from the dead.
I don't know what I was expecting, but
My ancestors all descended upon me behind me for a moment. It was like, oh, he did not just say that. And then they went,
I mean, yeah. And so, of course, it shouldn't shock you that this guy also started his own political party in England. The Reclaim Party was founded in 2020 as a kind of a marriage between Laurence Fox and this guy, Jeremy Hosking, who initially registered his own political party called Brexit Express.
that's a good name for a political party if I've ever heard one.
I mean, it'd be great if, oh my God, if
You
that
have
one dude from the Sex
15
Pistols ever
ideas
starts
or
a new
less.
band.
Let's go.
Yeah.
they should actually just build a train that put the shitheads on it, and it leaves the country, and that's the Brexit Express. It just drives into the ocean.
That's it. You can trick those people to get on that train. I think you could easily
All
just
aboard for Brexit.
like, hell yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He described the party as, quote, UKIP for culture, which just means racist nationalism, but with culture.
I do love that we're getting a little mini regular episode of the Gadfly in here. This is great.
So the creation of this new political party did end up causing a bit of celebrity trouble. In particular, he started getting into fights with Richard Ayoade from the IT Club and Garth Marenghi. But this is mainly because Richard is actually his brother-in-law.
Oh,
The front door.
Oh
What?
my god!
Yeah, one of his acting sisters married Richard Ayoade, and they are forced to be family.
No.
so it was going to come up later, but
Richard.
how does his family feel about him? Like, are they good?
No one said anything. This is like rich British bullshit where no one's saying a fucking thing.
Stiff upper lip, baby.
Yep.
There would be a point where he would ask Richard for help on talking about racism, to which Richard stated that he doesn't know anything about racism. And Lawrence retorted, I totally do know about racism. I experienced it when I was a safari driver in Kenya.
You know, what you do on your gap year.
Totally normal.
Yeah.
Everyone has their phase when they are a safari driver in Kenya.
Yeah, you know,
Experience racism.
after you get
I'm in a
kicked out of
closet.
private school for fucking a girl in public, you go do a safari tour.
I am in a closet right now to like minimize the amount of ambient noise that the listeners can hear, and I'm starting to feel like I'm running out of air and hallucinating these things.
So after all these statements, he was dropped by his talent agent. He wasn't really getting work anyway. And in 2021, he ran for mayor of London.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I knew that's
Good
where
for
this
him.
was going.
He finished 6th out of 20 with 1.9% of the vote.
All right.
Did he come before or after Lord Buckethead? That guy.
Lord Binface, he finished.
That's it.
Lord Binface was in 7th, so he's
Okay,
slightly
right
better.
under.
Yeah.
He's doing numbers.
He edged Lord Binface.
Yeah.
That sounded bad.
So the party has had 2 other people run for office in 2021. One person ran for Scottish Parliament and finished 18th with 114 votes. And then they had a candidate in the North Shropshire by-election where they finished 7th out of 15 with 1% of the vote. But there was a town councillor in Market Drayton who decided he was going to join the Reclaim Party. So technically, they have an elected official.
It's one more than the People's Party.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's...
It's one more than the People's Party.
Oh, just wait till Jimmy Dore gets on the ballot. Then we'll...
I'd like to say that I do have one thing in common with this guy. We've both been dropped by agents, so like that's I'm fine with him there.
So knowing this guy's history, like him and Hunter kind of sound like they're on the same path, except for the cocaine.
Except for the cocaine. For
Yeah,
sure.
like
As
he's
far
definitely-
as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. And he's definitely not the most successful member of his own family. And he's definitely made some very questionable choices for a while. And it's still stubbornly pushing on.
I will say that there are times when he comes close to giving a good performance in this movie. As far as possible to give a good performance in this movie, he is really putting forth the effort.
I'd agree.
Props to him. No, he doesn't deserve that.
No, I think it's fair. I think you have to give it when it's there. And other than him saying, sorry and against during the movie, he has an acceptable American accent. I don't know if it's a Delaware accent, but it's acceptable.
It's an Andrew Tate accent. Whenever Andrew Tate's like weird background where it's like he's moved around a lot, but he was like born in the UK and then like was in the US for a little and then was like somewhere else. Same trajectory. They sound exactly the same.
Damn it. So back to the movie before we run out of time. So Hunter's talked to a dog. He's yelled at everyone to get out, and everyone does, but one. The barely a stripper kitty has decided to stay behind because Hunter's dumped out his backpack full of a couple $100, some empty bottles, and a gun.
I love that he's got a pack full of loose cash. It's not like stacks with a band. It's not like tucked into a pocket. It's like he had somewhere a bucket of cash and he just grabbed a fistful and threw it in his backpack.
Because he's such a regular at the strip clubs. That's what these people are like. Yeah, of course these people carry around all these singles with them.
Yeah, like you've never gone to the strip club with a backpack? They bring a gun, drugs, and money. I think it's alluded that he's going to shoot himself, but I didn't get that feeling because Kitty's first lines are "please don't."
Oh, you forgot about how the dog tells Hunter Biden that drugs are bad. And then he yells at everybody in the party to get the hell out, right? Because he's turning over a new leaf, which I guess is like actually impressive because that kind of alludes to him trying to tell himself to get on the straight and narrow because obviously the dog's not really talking to him.
Yeah. Once again, an interesting thing if they'd have just kept at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where the movie turns into the Hunter and Kitty show. And I'm going to step back a little bit because I don't want to take over the conversation, but...
Oh, I mean, this is just... I don't even remember what they talked about, but they talked for a very long time.
Yeah, it's
in a hotel room.
It's the first scene that felt like it went too long.
Yeah, I mean, up until this point, it's been kind of a bunch of nonsense, you know. And this is like, I guess, like we do the introduction of like he's wild, he's crazy, this is the state of the world, etc. And then it's like now the movie starts and it sucks.
Yeah,
it's just these two people sitting down, getting to know each other, I guess. And at no point does he tell Kitty who he actually is. He only tells her his name, Hunter. He does not give a last name.
Yeah.
Because we need to retain the surprise of who his father is, the shocking twist that his dad is, in fact, I don't know if you guys caught this, it's very nuanced in the movie, but his dad is Joe Biden, President of the United States.
They do go for a car drive at one point, that if they're in LA, they've gone from the Chateau Marmont to what appears to be downtown, which I'm familiar as a quick drive.
Oh, right. Yes. He goes to buy crack.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to buy crack and they just throw in some B-roll of some tents because, yeah, again, we're just going to stigmatize the unhoused here. They're not people. I may be wrong on this, but I believe that the guy he buys drugs from, whatever he's buying, maybe wearing a college hoodie, and he comes out of a very well-constructed cardboard house. Like it almost looks like a real house. I'm like, this guy's got it together. He's in school. He's a
homeowner.
He's got a good.
Is that Pepperdine? That's a good university.
Downtown Los Angeles.
There's a lot of shade to which is like a new development in the right wing of like higher ed. Like in this movie, like a lot of shade. Like in the opening scene, one of the strippers says like, "I'm only doing this to pay off my student debt."
Into the camera. She's got Gina Carano powers.
Yes, girl, get an OnlyFans. You'll make more money.
I also love the idea that in Los Angeles, a super rich, well-connected guy goes to fucking Skid Row to buy dirt drugs.
Like there's no one in WeHo that's going to sell you crack.
Right.
Call Brett Ratner. I know you've got him in your phone.
And he does pay $400 for crack, and I looked this up. He's getting a lot of crack for $400.
It's not like it's an expensive drug. That's the whole point.
Like for meth, that's a good deal. For crack, that's at least a couple bags.
Yes.
Like you're getting fists of crack.
That's why he has to have the backpack.
That's why he has the backpack.
Stuffed to bursting.
Smoke the backpack.
Also, he's not a bad driver for being as high and as drunk as he is. I gotta give him props for that. So yeah, and I do remember he dives into a pool while smoking a cigar or a cigarette, and I so desperately wanted him to come out of the pool smoking it and it's still being lit.
Lit, yeah.
Yeah,
Desperately wanted
He's
that.
like surfacing and blowing out a stream of smoke.
Oh, that would be fucking cool. God damn it.
that's the camp we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
But
trying to decide for a lot of this movie if it was camp, and I decided it's not fun enough. It's just
It's
kind of a
not.
joyless slog, you know.
Yeah.
And there's like garishness, but only in how overtly ugly everything is,
Yes.
you know.
And it's this point we kind of get set up for the second movie in the movie, the car movie.
The car movie.
Mhm.
Where Secret Service forward email shows up and says, "Hey, your dad's here." And so Hunter goes to a Ford Escalade to sit with Joe Biden for a while and talk about the laptop.
I do have to laugh, and I when I was watching this, put it in my notes. I was like, we've said this already, but Joe Biden isn't that articulate to sit in a car like that and have a very in-depth conversation. And no shade towards old men or Joe Biden, but it's just not happening. And also, too, if this were true, as what's her face's character has alluded to by looking directly at the camera and telling us that it's all facts, Joe Biden isn't doing that work. Someone 3 rungs down is sitting in a car with Hunter, being like, let's talk about the laptop. Joe Biden himself is not doing that.
Rod Rosenstein is showing up to be like, I don't want to be doing this.
Right.
I'm waiting. My time's gonna come.
My
But it
wife's
is all
mad at
very-
me,
It is all very crime bossy though.
Yeah.
To get the guy who's in trouble, and then he gets in the back seat, and there's the big boss man there to
well,
dress
because he's
you
a criminal
down
mastermind again.
Yeah.
Remember?
in the stationary car.
Yeah. You're not even gonna drive around. You have time.
This is also the first moment where the movie starts to abandon having sets, which happens more and more as it goes along.
True.
It's like the hotel room is actually pretty well kitted out. I was like, this is a nice hotel room. Y'all sprung for a real place. But the car is obviously just a car. And then by the time you get to the end of the movie, every scene is played against a flat wall. It is really, it's like you can watch, they had the money that was in the backpack. And then they dumped it out in that scene, and the PA forgot to pick it up and put it back. So it didn't have money for sets for the rest of the movie.
Which also makes you wonder, so did you not film this or did you not have a line producer telling you to do a couple overnights for this scene? And
I mean, I can actually tell you where they got their money from. Indiegogo.
Ooh, no.
Wait, really? This is crowdfunded?
Crowdfunded for $2.5 million.
People in the know about crowdfunding know that Indiegogo is the one that lets you have the money you get even if you don't make your goal, as opposed to Kickstarter, where the money goes back to backers if they fail to meet their goal. So they went to Indiegogo specifically because they were like, we're going to take whatever money we can get for our grift.
Yes.
And if we meet the goal,
What's
great.
the sketchiest platform I can use? And someone said Indiegogo.
Yeah, so now's about the time that we can talk about the laptop. And because it's, I think it's good to view this movie just for the sake of saying everything is true. Let's say the movie is 100% accurate and it's all true. And we
Wait,
can bring
it's
that up in the
not?
end. And, it still would not be a good movie, even if everything is true. But so here's where we kind of get introduced to this, pretending it's true, this giant criminal racket, where Joe Biden is having his dumb son infiltrate jobs that he isn't qualified to do. And suddenly Hunter loses one of his laptops at a You Break, I Fix in Delaware. And suddenly it's now about to become international news.
Also, there's 2 laptops in this movie. I don't know if that was
I'm so mad that there's.
I don't know if I like missed that when that was happening, but I thought there was only one. But this
All right,
movie
so this is
says
good.
there's 2.
Be my first of the myth busting here.
All right,
Technically,
love
there's
it.
2.
Okay, so there is 2.
Sorta, not really. So
Like,
there's
one
definitely
his gamer laptop.
Yeah. Was one of the laptops on the grassy knoll? Is that what you're implying?
it's got all my good Fortnite shit. Don't let him wipe it. Yeah, so one laptop was probably owned by Hunter Biden, and that's the main one we all know about. The second laptop was rumored to be in Ukraine in 2019, where a legislator in Ukraine, who also, it was revealed, was a Russian informant for about a decade, was trying to sell a second laptop that also had emails on it for about $5 million. And it's mostly because other people did get these emails that Hunter Biden sent. And so it was like, there was another laptop. It just was not Hunter Biden's.
The issue here is that losing a laptop with your sensitive shit on it is, I guess, maybe somewhat interesting as a potential dramatic device. If you're like, I need to find, what was that movie about Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel trying to find their sex tape or whatever? Like, there's as a dramatic device, there could be tension there. But instead the movie's just like, Joe shows up, he's like, laptop, and he's like, ah, shit. And then like some stuff happens because it's so eager to get to the Ukraine shit, which is convoluted and super boring and uninteresting. Even the news about it, I was like, who gives a shit?
Literally, there are sitting members of Congress that you can literally just find their phone on the ground because they forgot it there, and you'd be like, oh look, sex trafficking. Like, it's just that simple. Like, that's a thing in our government. It is that easy.
Yeah. So I mean, it races through anything that could potentially be interesting to get to, again, to check those boxes and play the hits and get all the people pointing at their screens and say, I remember that from Tucker.
Yeah. It's, a road diverged in a wood, and down one road was what they kind of heard all of Adam McKay's movies were like, and down the other was Burn After Reading, and they just went down the Adam McKay route and hoped for the best. And it's...
Well, no, I got the sense that someone involved in the producing and making of this movie like masturbated furiously to The Big Short and was eager to make his own, like, yeah.
But
and the worst part is that there's a way to make this movie in a way like that makes sense to like a movie like The Big Short, like, or Wolf of Wall Street. There's a way to make a dramatic movie about Hunter Biden. Yeah. This is not it. There could be one, and it could allude that like he's a criminal. Like, it really, like, but this is not it. I would like to see the other movie I'm talking about, but they're never gonna make it.
To Jake's point of like having the inciting incident of losing the laptop or whatever, they could have gone into like a Cocaine Bear situation, just like really gone big.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, and with the animation early on, there were a lot of big choices that were being made that it kind of kept like that. This movie absolutely had the potential to be good, because I'll also add, like, half the shit they talk about with Hunter Biden is true. There's some true shit that you can mine here to make it really fucking interesting.
Absolutely.
Like,
but they don't want to be interesting. They want to point and laugh at the sad man. Case in point, like, I cannot tell you how fucking angry I got when they were using real photos of Bo, like using real footage of a person with substance use disorder, in the throes of the disorder, like using that as like joke fodder and gotcha moments. And it is all so disgusting to me. It's like there are certain cardinal rules, even if you are writing about your opposition or some people you don't agree with. There are some cardinal rules of respect, right? Like the maxim for telling a good story is that you can't hate your protagonist. You need to find what's relatable about them. You need to, even if they're the worst person in the world, you need to understand why, and you need to sympathize with it in order to tell their story from a place of honesty. This movie has no interest in who Hunter Biden actually is. It's only interested in laughing at him, and it does it in really gross ways, like exploiting his dead fucking family members for gotcha moments. It is a reprehensible piece of garbage from just about every ethical angle, I'd say. Sorry to go on a rant. But...
No, that's fine. No, it's something I was expecting us to talk about at one point, and like, especially, it's so easy to make like those hacky cocaine crack jokes throughout the whole thing, but it's also the reality that one of the few studies that's done on rehabilitation for substance use, because very little has been done, is that the average it takes for people to quit is between 4 to 6 genuine attempts. And that means like throwing away all your shit, breaking all your paraphernalia, and going into a program and giving it a serious go. Like, relapse is part of it's part of how you quit. It just is going to happen. And at least from everything that I've seen so far, Hunter seems to have been sober at least since 2019. And he does list in his memoirs the main thing that was pushing his substance use for so long, between his, personal family tragedy and, mental health, was the fact that when he was hired onto Burisma, a job that he really wasn't qualified to do, he was getting billions of dollars that immediately went to drugs. And so he never had the opportunity to not have money for the things like that. And it just spiraled out of control.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, this is all very sad, and whether or not there's anything nefarious that actually happened, I haven't followed this closely enough to really know. And also, like, this man is not the president of the United States, so what bearing does it really have? But like, it's all very sad, and there was a way to do this movie and still be critical of Joe Biden, without exploiting like so much tragedy and pain in such like a gross, cynical way, which really, though, I think just goes back to the whole the ideology, the MAGA ideology, which is basically just fuck your feelings fanaticism. It's the aim is to hurt, right? The cruelty is the point, as they say on Twitter, right? So like, it shouldn't be surprising, but it is shocking to see like an actual released feature film that is this like genuinely cruel to its subjects.
Yeah. I think it's a good time to bring in the questions of like, what of this is true? Because from kind of here on out, we're just hitting weird Substack essays on, what Hunter Biden may or may not have done. And so, yeah, there's the whole Ukraine thing, which the general gist is like Hunter Biden gets hired onto the board of Burisma, which is an energy company, if I remember correctly, and is run by a very corrupt oligarch. And so Hunter ends up getting a ton of money from this. After 2014, which you talk about a lot in the Rage Against the War Machine episodes, Yanukovych is kicked out. The oligarch in this particular company gets in trouble that he's going to be looked into for all the shady shit he's done. And Joe Biden gets the main prosecutor who might be prosecuting Hunter Biden and this oligarch fired because there's $1 billion that America promised Ukraine in the wake of the protests. So what if this is real? Turns out the reason that the investigator was fired is because he wasn't going after anyone. He was holding up all investigations into oligarchs for his own personal gain. When Joe Biden fired that prosecutor, they began looking into Burisma and that particular oligarch. Also, Hunter Biden just didn't take the job willy-nilly. He was told not to take the job by his business partner, Christopher Hines, who is John Kerry's son-in-law, and the Obama administration told him not to do it. So there's nothing there.
Yeah, I remember when like this was like a whole story, and I was like, well, I gotta look into it a little bit. And like I found out all that information that's like, for all intents and purposes, like Hunter Biden was just Hunter Biden all over the place. And like everyone in his life, from his dad to his dad's former boss, Barack Obama, and his cronies were like, don't do any of this. Like this is and he was just like, I'm gonna do what I want. Like it does not show any kind of conspiracy or like, anything. And it's just like, don't look over there. We're not going to talk about everything else. We're just going to tell you he is a criminal mastermind and this was all intentional.
It's fucking wild because it's almost like the people who made this movie don't know about Nepo babies or how rich people get jobs.
I had a note like in my note that I took while watching this about that. Like it's like they act like this doesn't happen all the time. Like the former president, Donald J. Trump, could be his life story. Like all you got to do is like change the face. Like, it's the parody of the same exact people who more frequently run in their circles, really, than anything we see on on the opposing side. It just happens to be a vice president, now president's son. And they're just like, oh, look at this guy. And I'm like, you meet this guy every day in your day to day. And they're just like, oh, well, those are my buddies. Those are my bros.
I will say Laurence Fox both looks and acts more like Donald Trump Jr. in this movie than he does Hunter Biden.
Shake. Yeah, it felt like a movie version of that thing that I think is correctly being pointed out more and more, that when the right accuses the left of something, they're making a confession.
Every single time. I have this thing about like the whole like grooming children thing and how they're always talking about it because they think like in their circles they're like, yeah, all my friends talk about wanting to like, fuck kids. Obviously the Democrats think that way. And it's like, no, buddy, that's just your bros. That's just you and Matt Gaetz.
We all know children are property. They're
like, crazy. Like they think it's so, they don't even realize it's not a thing. So then they go pointing fingers because they're like, yeah, they think that. It's like, no, man,
right.
it's just your circle.
Like, what? I just said she was hot. It's like, yeah, and she's 14 and you're 32.
Exactly. Like and it's not even like we keep joking, like a commitment to the bit. It's like they don't think it's a bit. They think it's real life.
Oh my God, what if there actually are no jokes in this movie and all the sound effects were done in seriousness?
I honestly would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the little cartoon sound effects that pop up every once in a while.
Yep, don't ruin my erection. Bazoing.
No.
You could.
I wish Joe Biden had fantastic Freudian slips like that.
Oh,
Like
amazing.
mostly his stutter just manifests occasionally, and that's fine. That's fine. But if he was up there talking about how this erection is about integrity, I mean, I would have voted for him twice.
Honestly, every time I make this joke a lot, like whenever I have to actually watch things with Joe Biden, like for work related purposes. And like I see him up there and you can tell like someone let him off his leash that day and he's just like cracking jokes and he's calling people like stupid and like I'm like, that's the guy I would vote for 10 times over. I'm like, just let him loose. Let him just be nuts. Like I'm for it. It's fine. As long as he's not like doing anything really bad. Just let him up there and help him call people like dumbasses all day. He's got my vote.
And let us have like voting slips that come with sound effects. Like if I vote for someone, it has a certain like bazoinga sound.
Yeah,
Let me treat this like a Las Vegas casino.
Yeah.
I will not accept anything other than when I hit the button for Joe Biden, it just goes, "That's right, Jack."
Oh my God.
Malarkey. And there was a few of those. And when they did the corn pop reference in the back of the car, I was like, oh, end the movie there.
The corn pop. There's like I can't even remember what it was, but it's like the corn pop reference is so wedged in that like the sentence that precedes it isn't even like a real sentence. It's just like a word salad, and then he says corn pop.
No, he was like, I'll never forget corn pop. And then it got really quiet and he goes, he was one bad dude.
He was one bad dude.
Like, if you remove the rest of the movie, that was the one good moment for that actor. He just stared into the distance with a broken somber, and it was wonderful.
Academy Award-winning performance.
I love
John James, you had a moment. So we kind of get into the whole, Joe Biden is the reason he's involved in all this is the rumor is he's getting a cut from all these deals that Hunter's in. Like Hunter's getting billions of dollars, so clearly Joe Biden has to be getting money. And their evidence for this is just scenes they invented.
This is where Gina Carano starts to walk us through stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because like this is the part where I started thinking like she really is conspiracy theory made manifest, because a conspiracy theory is really just somebody saying, no, I'm not saying this happened, but maybe wink, and then someone else is like, that seems like it happened. And that's what she's doing here. She's being like, I'm not saying this happened, but maybe it did. And the viewers are like, that's what happened, like that's what they're doing.
It's so funny to me too, like in this movie, like acting like one, that Joe Biden is a criminal mastermind, and two, like he's getting like some kind of kickback, financial kickbacks. It's like, Joe Biden, known flashy senator from frickin' Delaware, the man who took Amtrak when he could have easily had like a private car. That's the guy getting billions of dollars in kickback and like cutting backroom deals. The Amtrak guy.
If he's not getting kickbacks, then where are all those gold chains coming from?
How can he buy ice cream?
How could he buy all the ice cream? Oh, and they had to nod to like his ice cream thing too. Like the Star Wars lady looked at the camera and was like, and they did a special about his ice cream habits, blah blah blah. And I'm like, who cares? Let them make ice cream.
Pointing out all the stuff that's good about the Bidens, that's cool.
She was like, his favorite flavor is cookie dough, and they talked about it on MSNBC for an hour-long special. I'm like, cool. Let him have his ice cream.
But I mean, I think I appreciate the fact they show the Biden crime family and how they do business. They just go into the constantly empty and darkened room of the White House where they're constantly showing the Battleship Potemkin scene where the baby stroller gets pushed down the stairs, and then they do a business.
I need a t-shirt that says member of the Biden crime family.
Yeah.
I would wear
This
that
is where
every day.
these shady backroom deals are where they start to not have sets anymore. By the way, it's like
Yes.
it's like we know we're in a different place when they have different colored gradient lights on the floor behind them. So it'll be like, here's a red room with like a red gradient light, and then it's the same gray wall, but then they swap it out for green. At one point, they're like, there's like a 2-minute sequence where they're like dancing and there's lasers and they're making it rain and shit, and it's like it's clearly the same room, you know. It does feel like they shot in sequence, ran out of money, and were like, it doesn't matter. Just change the color of the light bulb and keep going.
Just put some animated hearts on top of the screen. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We have the Airbnb till Monday. Let's do this.
So one moment in the car I do want to bring up is the fact they make fun of Hunter's painting. They kind of make him look like a Jackson Pollock knockoff.
It's finger painting. And
Yeah.
he's like, it's not finger painting, Dad.
I'm going to send you a picture of Hunter Biden's work, and I would love to hear everyone's review of Hunter Biden's painting.
That's pretty consistent.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it
That's a
definitely
great
looks
use
like
of color.
something. It looks like something like a middle school girl might have in her bedroom.
Yes.
It's very like pastel and soothing to look at, which I think isn't it like therapeutic, his painting? Did it start that? Yeah.
I think so,
So
yeah.
of course they're gonna make fun of him for that. Of course they're gonna make fun of him for attempts at self-betterment, you know?
Yeah, it's very nature-centric. It's definitively, he does have abstract paintings, but the ones that they're showcasing on this website are clearly trees. I actually really like Bluebird and Coyote. I think that looks really good.
Yeah, and also some of the like gold and abstract ones, like, fuck you for saying Jackson Pollock. This is Klimt work. Come on.
I will say they are selling those for $500,000 a piece, but the art gallery world's its own racket, and I don't want to get into it.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
So you're saying that 5 Hunter Biden paintings are worth more than it costs to make this movie?
Yes.
So really, it's really just jealousy.
But
at that
less
point.
than crack in LA.
Yeah, it's oh my God, yes. It's like 18 Skinamarink. It's
Oh God.
so yeah, I think we could probably skip to oh yeah, I forgot Gina Carano randomly says Epstein didn't kill himself. Okay.
That was so weird. I was like, hey, this movie said something I agree with. Like,
Right?
Right. Literally what I said. I was
Wow,
like,
step
that's not a
clock.
It's just like no
controversial,
shit.
Yeah.
it is a grand unifying conspiracy theory that we can all get behind, right?
Yeah.
That it unites America, that we all assume that man was in cahoots with all of our most hated enemies and that our enemies killed him. On the right, Hillary Clinton killed Epstein. On the left, Donald Trump killed Epstein. Like it's a catch-all. It's great.
Yeah, it was really Tom Hanks, but you know.
Of course.
Yeah. We end up back in the house, and Kitty has decided she's gonna help our friend Hunter. Anyone have anything on this?
Is this where they get engaged?
Hunter asks Kitty.
He
to
doesn't
marry
even know
him.
her real name, but he's like, we're getting married.
Yeah.
Their engagement ring is gonna be a picture of Bo when he's like 12.
Also, he's not like officially divorced from his current wife in the movie.
Again, this is where like the actual like writing, the structure of this film is so bizarre because it's like, as far as we know, this is the second time these two people have met. It just feels like they know each other because they had an interminably long scene in the hotel. But really, that was like a 15-minute long conversation, and then it was over. And now he's proposing to her. And also, I want to backstop. Kitty starts off by alluding to her dad, something, and you think it's like, okay, so they're just going like typical stripper daddy issues. That feels like what it is. But her character arc turns out to be something way weirder, which I think can best be described as the red pill will make your daddy love you again.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching. The minute she started being like, "Oh, I don't talk to my father," I'm like, "This is a conservative." Oh, like she's a bad dude like Corn Pop because she doesn't have a relationship with her father. Like only and that like as you said, her character arc. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like there's no resolution there. Just like she becomes like conservative good girl because now she loves her daddy again.
Yeah.
Like,
And then they hug. Then they hug, and her dad looks a little too much like the actor that plays Joe Biden, to the point point where I was like, did they just like die, like get rid of the white hair?
Honestly, we don't know.
I mean, I looked into it. I thought it was Dean Cain for a second doing a cameo, but it's a Serbian guy doing a decent job with what little he's given.
This movie is missing Dean Cain. They could have put him in here somewhere.
I mean, 2.5 only goes so far, and I don't think Dean Cain works scaled for anyone.
That and like also Steven Seagal should have been in this movie.
He would have been great as one of like the Ukrainian businessmen.
He would have
Absolutely.
been so good.
Those guys don't like stand up. They just kind of sit in the corner and talk like this and say, "We give
He
you
would
the
have been
money, you do the crime."
fantastic.
Yeah.
We rented horse by mistake. Just film. Yeah, so there's a slight engagement, but Kitty promises that because her dad's he's a lawyer, he does law, that she'll help Hunter figure things out. And this is when we fall into the China conspiracies.
Wait, before we go any further, because this made me so mad, because I'm a nitpicky person. My parents were Chinese missionaries.
Yes.
That's not a thing. Missionaries are not allowed in China.
You know the most dangerous thing you could do while bringing a child to China?
And it's like she's saying it like it's so normal. Like the people who made this movie are so stupid that they're like, yeah, put it in. That's totally a thing. And it's like it's literally not legal to be a United States missionary in China. Especially like the timeline of her being a child. So like what, 30, 40 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's like, were you a child in 1858? Make it make sense.
It made me so mad. Like it made me unreasonably angry.
It was cool. They did a summer abroad with the Falun Gong and everything was fine.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so they're going over the whole China thing, and this is where it's alluded that through a company that Hunter founded with John Kerry's son-in-law, he helped a Chinese company get a hold of like funding weapons and did a bunch of treason against America by funding this investment company. And they don't really go into specifics. They just say he helped get them a lot of stuff used to make weapons.
This is only the beginning of movie 3 within the movie.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
This shit, like, again, this shit is all so boring that they're like, they're like interesting. You would have dug into it. You would have made drama out of these accusations and had it be like an actual crime movie. And instead, they're just kind of like, hey, crimes. And it look, he did some vaguely alluded to crimes, maybe in China somehow. Like that's the best they can do.
Honestly, the word communist not coming up sooner in this movie. I think we're like over an hour and a half in at this point in the movie. Like honestly, they were patting themselves on the back for that one. They're like, they'll never see this coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild because the conspiracy in and of itself, this is also where they allude that the phrase "the big guy" in any emails, of which there is one, means Joe Biden. And that's all they got.
Just feels like the kind of evidence that Michael Cohen would have brought up during his grand jury investigations that landed him in jail. Like all of it just feels like, no, this is absolutely believable if we just swap out the Trumps. Like Donald Trump Jr. just stepping on his dick into some Chinese manufacturing plant and then his father shaking him down for cash later.
Yeah. Well, and the story behind what actually happened. So Hunter, John Kerry's son-in-law, and a couple other friends create this company called BHR Partners. And the thing where they start to allude that it's like, oh, they funded a bunch of weapons is they got into a bidding war over a copper and cobalt mine in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And America really wanted it, and China really wanted it, but China got it. And the reason the cobalt and copper is so important is not for military weapons, but for electric cars. So all he did was help China slightly get more stuff for electric cars. Didn't help them at all when it came to anything with weapons. End of story. Except there is one more thing, but we'll bring it up because we have to bring it up for when we talk about when the missionary story comes home. But yeah, that's it. That's entirely what they're basing this on. BHR Partners, I think is still around. The person that he initially did business with ended up going bankrupt in 2020. And it's like, there's just nothing. There's no there for this particular story.
There never is. That's the thing. It's just, there is never like a reason. Like, it's just like, oh, here's a theory. And then it's like, all right, well, I'm going to investigate this. And they're like, don't look over there. It's fine.
That's the whole structure of this movie is basically just pointing at a thing and going, maybe, like.
Maybe if it's hard enough. you can just imagine. Like, that's just every time I watch like a clip from Tucker Carlson, I'm just like, it's what you said. It's just pointing to a thing and being like, imagine.
Is this getting your hackles up? You getting pissed off? You getting pissed off at the M&Ms? You're gonna stay through the commercial? Maybe we'll do the M&Ms again tomorrow. Come back.
But then
like object permanence with babies when you like cover your face.
Yes.
But sadly, we do have to kind of end on the missionary story because, as much as I hate to say it, this is actually the part where the movie makes a good point. So the reason Kitty gets so mad is she was a quote-unquote Christian missionary in China, which we already discussed. But it's kind of questionable whether or not she wants to help Hunter, but at this moment, she realizes that BHR Partners has invested in a product called Face++ that does face recognition software, which is not good in any regard, but China specifically used it in their genocide of the Uyghurs.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing that sucks, Hunter Biden absolutely was an early investor in Face++. Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. So it's not good. I'm very surprised this is a movie that is siding with Muslims in a way, but it's definitely not done in a way where it's like, oh, you're doing this out of the good of your heart. It's like,
no,
it's them, but also we're going to bring up the Falun Gong.
I mean,
It's
the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? It's that you helped the Chinese government, so we're going to be sympathetic to these people who we otherwise wouldn't give a shit about.
So sadly, this is the moment where Kitty decides she can't stay and help Hunter. This is a step too far. He was probably, at least if we have this character, he's probably too high to know what was going to go on with this thing if we're basing it on the movie. And he alludes that he had no idea that this is what was going to happen, but, it's a horrible fucking line to cross. And so Kitty leaves and does the only thing that a female character can do in the moment. She calls her daddy.
No.
For the first time, and she calls him not to say I'm sorry, not to say I love you, I haven't talked to you in forever. It's to ask legal advice, which there's worse reasons to call your parents.
She established he's a lawyer. Set up payoff.
He's also not that plus that she's calling.
Also, to circle back, when she first mentions her dad and she's like, he's a lawyer, like, I can help you. As if, like, his father isn't the fucking president of the United States. Well, about to, because it's like, this is during campaign time, but, like, vice president, senator for decades, public defender, like, no, my dad, who you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Will get you out of this bind.
He focuses mostly on torts, but it's cool.
He did a lot of constitutional law back in the day, but it's fine. He'll help.
Yeah, and so they have a talk. He convinces her to give up the information she knows because the entire conversation they had has been recorded by Joe's bodyguard. I would like to add the bodyguard is played not by an actor, but by a former soccer player. His Wikipedia lists him as a professional soccer player, but the leagues he has played in, I would not give him that title.
Listen, man, if you've been paid to do it, you're a professional, okay?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so, she decides to call the press. And boy, does she call the press.
And boy, does she call the press is right.
She calls so much press.
Yeah, she calls the one press with like a press hat, and I got a typewriter, and I'm...
Oh yeah, she calls like a reporter from the 1920s. That's who she calls. She's like, hey, you got a time machine real quick? You gotta get to the year 2020 right now.
Harding's old news.
Speaking of the press, we skipped one of my favorite hilarious moments in the movie, which is when Kitty is talking to her friend and she's gonna go Google Hunter Biden or whatever. And it's like, all this says that the laptop stuff is fake. And he goes, did you use Google? That's mainstream media. You have to use the alternative search engine. And then it like cuts away. So we don't find out what the alternative search engine is. When we go back to the scene, the alternative search engine has directed her to Fox News, which you could never find on Google, to be certain.
Also, can we talk about how the friend is like the only person who's not white in the entire movie, and he's also like a double agent. So like, of course, the only non-white person is like sketchy, of course, and it's like how they didn't mention the word communism until like near the end of the movie, and they were like, oh yeah, we got him. They're never gonna see this coming. Putting like a black man in the movie, they were like, they're not gonna see this coming.
I will say that actor has an A+ voice.
Good. I see why they hired him.
Yeah, he opened his mouth and was like, "Ooh, that's like butter, man. You can read me an audiobook anytime."
He does sarcastically refer to himself as the blackface of white supremacy, which is
yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they wrote that as a joke, my dude.
I want these things to be jokes, but they're really just things people think. Like it's
And yeah, and she meets time traveling reporter, and we're kind of pushed into an alternative dimension for a little bit, where she gets a Substack and releases she releases the audio tape on Twitter. Somehow doesn't get sued for not being in a double consent state and recording that shit, and she's made fun of, and she's called like a liberal whore and like a libcuck or whatever. And then lo and behold, a hero arises. The one, the only Rudy Giuliani shows up on Twitter and says, "Hey, I think I can help you." And yeah, we're pushed into an alternate dimension
then
where
a hero comes along with
With the
strength to carry on.
we can't afford that. What are you doing?
Fair use. We can sing 8 seconds of it.
That's true. That's true. Hunter gets arrested. It's a whole thing, and then you find out it's a whole fake out. And what she really won is the chance to move back in with her dad.
The fake out ending is so funny to me because it's like they're like, that didn't really happen, but they glide past that not being what really happened so fast that it's clearly not a bit. It's like, let's give our audience the happy ending they want, and then we'll like real quick just sweep it under the rug, and she'll hug her dad and be conservative from now on.
Like, what they did in *Inglourious Bastards, they did that
exactly.
entire end.
This movie would be so much better if it took more cues from *Inglourious Bastards, to be honest.
110%. Absolutely.
Like it just ends with Rudy Giuliani like machine gunning Hunter Biden.
He definitely has dreams about that, Rudy Giuliani. I am 1 degree of separation to the person who like hit him in a store, even though he slapped him on the back and said like, "Hey scumbag, how you doing?" A girl that I know, that's her boyfriend.
Oh my God,
awesome.
yes.
Nice.
And like I didn't know about it, and then like I saw on Facebook like 3 days later because they were like trying to raise money for his like legal costs, and I was like,
right,
boyfriend, and like they both work at that like store that it happened in, and I was just like, oh my God, this is too real.
That's so funny.
Well, in the movie itself, I think it ends in a way that really deserves a really quick review, where Kitty hugs her dad and mid-hug breaks the fourth wall and says, "Maybe in the end, the truth itself has become the fairy tale."
He sure does say that. He sure does say that.
Una, how horribly did that affect you? Did it really hit your soul?
I could think it was like the Anne Frank ending. It was like, in the end, I think all people are good. And
do you think that
put through the grist mill of conservatism, and it's like, oh, the truth is a fairy tale, and take a pill.
Do you think that Star Wars lady really wanted that like last line in the movie, and then they were like, no, we're gonna like make it part of like Kitty's character, and then her head exploded and she's like, I quit, and they're like, the movie's over.
Yeah,
we already paid you.
The money's gone.
The money's gone. We haven't had sex
for the last 40 minutes.
I mean, I was kind of expecting her the way she started it with maybe in the truth. I 110 thought she was going to say the friends we made along the way.
Yes.
I pulled up my Letterboxd review to see what I thought of this movie back when we first watched it.
Oh my God.
This movie feels like they started filming before they finished researching and wound up with a movie that keeps insisting it's important and revelatory when really it's just 2 dudes sitting in a car in between flashbacks where Gina Carano goes, maybe this happened, wink wink. Half a star.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my son Hunter. It's really fucking horrible and really rough to go through, but I want to hear what everyone thought. I mean, is it a movie you would like? Would you trust Laurence Fox as a mayor?
I've made my thoughts clear. I feel like this movie is not just poorly made, slapdash. I feel like it's extremely cruel and mean-spirited. I feel like it's disrespectful of anybody who has experienced grief, loss, depression, substance use disorder, anything like that. It makes fun of all those things as though they are signs of a weakness of character. So I hate it. It sucks. It is a thing. I think like the first 20 minutes are extremely funny before it kind of settles in and gets deeply boring. My advice, like if you stumble across it, sure. They made it really hard to watch, thankfully. It is what you gotta like buy it through Breitbart or some shit. So you gotta work to stumble across it. And I would advise you to put your efforts elsewhere. Maybe just watch Babylon, an undersung, pretty good film from last year. It's only an hour and a half longer than this one, and you will regret your time less.
Yeah, I mean, I also have given my thoughts throughout this entire thing, and it's just like, I don't know where these people get off making media like this, where it's just like, have any of you ever met any of you? Because like, this is also who you are in a lot of ways. And like, I think we said this before when it's like, oh yeah, rich white dudes know nothing about like crime families or crime enterprises, like, and just like Nepo babies. And it's like, that's like their whole thing. And that's fine when they do it. But like when like old Joe Biden, who ran for president like 100 times and like finally gets like within inches of it, then it's a problem that like maybe his son is kind of like, you know, a little rough around the edges. It's just, I watched the whole thing and I was like, this can't be serious. But then I remembered there's people that like, I have family members who believe in Pizzagate. Like, and I'm like, it is what it is. You know, it's so hard to stomach when you like take a step back and you're like, these people made this like in good faith because they're like, this is real.
The overall impression I feel like of this movie is very much like the opening moments with Gina Carano, with her dead-eyed smirk and flat delivery. The whole movie is just kind of like a smirking, self-congratulatory exercise in soullessness. That's the best way I can summarize it.
Because there's like 5 different movies in this movie, and she's like in one of them. And like, was this like, did that need to be like the kiss of death seal on your career? Like, you had to do this movie. Like, there's no going back.
She's got like a Western movie coming out with Ben Shapiro producing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it out? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it came out. It's produced by Ben Shapiro's company. It is tanked due to being too woke.
Have you ever read Ben Shapiro's like fiction novel? Because that should be another movie night, but it's like a fiction novel because it is like this.
So many of these people, like Ben Shapiro also failed screenwriter. Like moved to laws. Like so many of the people that do this stuff, you can track it back to being a failed artist. And I feel like one thing I always like to point out as to like when people are like, "There's no good conservative art," which Clint Eastwood has made some very good movies. Top Gun Maverick is a kick-ass movie about how awesome like flying planes and blowing stuff up is. I mean, fuck, dude. Like, The Dark Knight is a movie about the wonderful powers of the surveillance state and extrajudicial arrests. Like, I do feel that there is good conservative art, but like people who profess modern conservatism lack the necessary empathy to create good art. Like, if you can't empathize with other people's plights, you can't make good art. So what we have here is a movie that cannot do anything but point and laugh at other people's plights, and therefore is bad. Like telling on myself, but before I had a fully formed brain and I was like 12, I was like a big like Ayn Rand fan because I like, right. Now I look back and I'm like, yikes. But like Anthem was like my favorite book at one point because I was like, this is so interesting. And like, but it's like, that's from an era where it's like she had like a fully formed thought and like theories that she could back up with like sound evidence that made sense to those kind of people. But now like, it's just like you said, pointing and laughing and being like, I gotcha. And it's like, that's not real. You live in a reality that is made up. It's not real what you're saying. Like, so like, yeah, I think there's like an argument to be made that's like, there is like good forms of art that's been made by like conservative people, but like modern day, these people, they're just all failures at their dreams. And they were told like, you can do anything because we have money. And then they failed and they were like, it's all the liberals' fault. I hate this because my teacher
teacher's a hippie. And it's like, no, you suck. You just suck. And sometimes it's okay. Move on.
Yeah. It is really fucking hard to make good art and be a good artist.
It's hard.
It's really hard. And not everybody who tries succeeds. It is okay, dude. You don't need to become a Nazi. I am here to tell you, youth of America.
You don't have to do it. You just have to admit that like you're mediocre, and that's cool, and that's fine, and keep doing what you like, and then just be like, you know, like homeless people deserve to be housed. That's literally what you have to do.
You don't need to follow your dreams until you're goose stepping. You don't.
You don't.
You can stop.
When you get to that point, just stop. Take a deep breath and just walk away.
Yeah. And there's like tangible things that you could say that Hunter Biden has done that is terrible. He did, in fact, cheat on his wife with his brother's widow for 3 years. He did, in fact, impregnate a woman in Arkansas and still refuses to acknowledge the child to this day. There are terrible things he has done, and you could have made a movie based on that, about how low a person can go, how like the darkness that lives within a person when they live through nepotism and have one of the most powerful parents in the world. There are things that you could have done and realities that you could have used in this movie, but trying to create this grand international conspiracy when there is none, and instead of just using all the real things as like a push to the side sort of a thing, is just, it completely negates anything you might be trying to say and makes you look like a worse person by default.
I would love to watch the good Hunter Biden movie. Like, if someone actually took the time, I'd be like, this rips. But no one is ever going to make it because he's irrelevant. And, like, all the conspiracies around him are silly. And even, as you said, he has done bad things. And he is a chaotic person with a lot of trauma and has been the son of a high-profile politician his whole life. And that could be an appealing movie. It's never going to happen, though, because the people who care about Hunter Biden are insane.
I bet you could convince Billy Ray to do it.
That'd be cool. Honestly, I'm into it.
I would watch it if it was starring Murray Bartlett. I think Murray Bartlett could make this an incredible fucking movie.
Billy Ray does love making media about current events that nobody wants to hear anything more about. So he might be into it.
That's great.
Who's his agent? Let's get him on the phone.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to watch any movies about like disgraced family members of big politicians until they make the Billy Carter movie. Jimmy Carter's insane brewer, farmer
Billy
brother.
Beer.
I'd watch
I read a script about Billy Carter actually at one point. That's how I learned about him.
Oh, he's amazing. He's
Billy
my
Carter's
hero.
a fucking hoot. Well, I guess on that note, we should probably call it quits for the night. Una, what's your final thoughts on this?
Everyone has said more eloquently than I, the issues surrounding this film, but I will just add personally, I hate conspiracy theories so much. And I hate them because it's like, as a writer, like I am inventing stories, and the conspiracy theory stories are themselves so bad. And I just feel it's an affront. And then you take a movie like this, where it's like so many mini movies within this one movie that are themselves originating from conspiracy theories. You finally have the media outlet to like be creative and like indulge in your fantasy. And as Jake put it, it's fucking boring. Like, it's still boring. You still didn't land it.
I think that's a perfect.
My craft is not a joke.
So do either of you guys have anything to plug?
You can follow me on Twitter at Jake_Disch. I have an infrequent and shitty presence.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter until it eventually blows up because Elon Musk is an idiot, at Gabby Vice, and also just in general, run for office locally, at the state level, federally if you're feeling ambitious. But a lot of bad stuff is happening because of the people that made this move, like the kind of people that make movies like my son Hunter, because they are the loudest voices in the room, even if they're not the most people. So bad things are happening all over the country, and you're more qualified than the people at probably majority of your state legislators. So run for office, or I don't know, do crime, punch a cop, punch a Nazi. I don't care. Like, do something. Just make your voice heard. Run for office. Try to grab power where you can, because shit's going down. As I said, one ladder down from the sky. I don't care where that helicopter is taking me. I'm out. So we all have a part to do, and that's the only thing I have to plug. It's just we all got to try to do our part, or things are gonna get real bad real quick. So
fuck yeah, awesome. Well, everyone, we'll see you eventually next time time. I'm not sure when this episode's coming out, so I can't really predict anything.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing more Gadfly movie nights in the future, so thank y'all for listening. We'll see you next time on Gadfly. Movie pictures. Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?